Why is petrol in Nigeria nearly 1,000 naira per liter when crude is cheap and the naira strengthened? That question has left many Nigerians scratching their heads, and the answer exposes deep cracks in the fuel value chain that unfairly burden the consumer. The puzzle. Crude down, naira up, but petrol still skyrocketing. Over recent weeks, two trends gave Nigerians hope. Crude oil prices dipped, and the naira showed signs of stability. Yet, paradoxically, pump prices have climbed toward 1,000 naira per liter. Marketers have reduced their official rates to approximately 939.50 naira per liter in some places, an 11.8% cut. But that's still far higher than expected, given the favorable commodity and forex conditions. So what's driving the persistence of high fuel prices? Behind the scenes, cost layers that stack up. Logistics and distribution costs. Fuel doesn't magically appear at your pump. It goes through shipping, rail or road transport, storage, terminals, and delivery trucks. Each link in the chain adds markup. And Nigeria's infrastructure, roads, pipelines, power, is notoriously expensive to maintain and operate. If transport or storage becomes expensive due to fuel, maintenance, tariffs, or inefficiency, those costs are passed to the consumer. Import parity and margin floors. Because Nigeria still relies on product imports, even when refining capacity improves, the import parity model often sets a baseline. Even when crude is cheaper, the international shipping costs, insurance, and port charges still matter. Marketers also protect their margins. In a high-risk, tightly regulated market, they may resist more aggressive pricing cuts to preserve viability. Regulatory levies, taxes, and duties. Government-imposed costs, import duties, excise, VAT, environmental taxes, pipeline costs, tend to be fixed or inflexible. Even if input costs fall, those added charges don't always adjust downward, creating a floor on how low pump prices can go. Currency volatility and hedging risk. A stronger naira helps, but currency risk remains. Fuel importers and marketers often hedge or keep buffers to cover sudden exchange swings. They may not fully redeem benefits of a stronger naira immediately to avoid exposure to reinvestment or future weakening. Subsidy removal and market-based pricing. Nigeria has gradually shifted away from fuel subsidies. When subsidies were active, the government absorbed a chunk of costs. Without them, full market pricing becomes mandatory, even when costs fall. The removal of subsidy safety nets means the full burden lies with marketers and ultimately consumers. The impact. Who loses while prices stay high? Ordinary Nigerians? Rising transport costs, inflation in goods and services, and increased hardship. Small businesses or transport operators, margins shrink, costing sustainability or forcing increased fares. Public perception and trust. When favorable inputs don't translate to relief, discontent grows. Policymakers under pressure. Political backlash, accusations of exploitative pricing or collusion. What would real relief require? To move from paradox to fairness, several conditions have to align. Transparent cost breakdowns. The fuel value chain should be publicly auditable. If Nigerians see how each cost component is added, accountability improves. Regulated responsive pricing. Taxes, levies, and duties should adjust with market conditions, downward when crude falls or currency strengthens. Infrastructure investment and efficiency. Improving roads, pipelines, terminals, and power reduces logistical overheads. Stronger refining and local supply. Reducing dependence on imports alleviates import parity pressure and gives more control over cost dynamics. Consumer protective mechanisms. Price caps or temporary relief measures for vulnerable segments could help smooth shocks while the market adjusts. What to watch next? Triggers and indicators. Official pump price adjustments? Will marketers truly pass the cost cut to consumers? Fuel supply consistency. Dryness at stations could be used to justify higher prices. Currency swings. If the Naira weakens, pricing pressures will again push upward. Tax duty policy announcements or reforms. Public and regulatory response. Protests, media, and cost of living pressure may force intervention. Bottom line. Cheaper crude and a stronger Naira should naturally ease petrol pump prices, but Nigeria's layered costs, structural inefficiencies, and market dynamics are keeping them stubbornly high. Until the value chain is rebalanced, everyday Nigerians will continue to foot a fuel bill that seems unjust.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this update and want to stay informed with fast, reliable news, don't forget to subscribe to Newsflash 360. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. Your next headline is just seconds away.